another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. Wanna fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede. Are you sleeping? Can I call you? Is it too late? Will I get through? Tryna find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in the moment, vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100, you're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, find another way I can find you. This is nothing we can't fight through. Cause we're stuck in a moment. Vibe out while we smoking, yeah. I keep it 100. You're beautiful like the ocean, yeah. Don't wanna change you, so I hope you don't wanna change me. When I fix your circumstances, life came like a stampede.
You, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon. I'm back. I'm hat on my face. I'm back. I forgot, but yeah, I did kind of forget that I was doing that I had an interview lined up with Rand, and just so happened some more news came out today. We're going to talk about that. He's going to give his thoughts and his opinions on the future of Xbox, these next generation consoles. I haven't talked to him like on air probably, I don't know if it's been a year. You know, a lot has changed, you know what I mean? Is he an Xbox guy still? Does he have faith in the brand? Or does he feel like me, Xbox dog shit? You know, we're going to talk about it though. I'm about to hop in. I got my brother Neff in there. As you guys come in, type your name. You know what I mean? Shout you guys out right quick. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. Where's my Discord? Here we go. Oh, I'm in here.
Oh, there's that possibility.
We're live.
Ooh, we're live.
Yeah, we're doing it live. Let me turn you guys down. Yeah, we're doing it live. Oh, man. Hello?
Hello.
All right.
Alrighty. So we're good for the chat?
Yeah, we straight like that. Straight like that. Yeah, she can.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fur Riff. What's up? Bob Pound Max. Pause on that. Next Gen 720, who's our host. One typical Latino. Philip Sin 22. What's good? Frank White. I gave post herpes. Pause. What the hell?
What? Huh?
I gave post herpes. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what we're doing out here. 9 Lives 210. Mario Heat. Flippin. Dark Lord Fusion. Phantom Kraken, aka Johansel. Antoine Tremple. Crimson X25, Duro Colito, J Hank Shock, Jim Thigh 81, Cree Ross, Bryant Carter, Frank Wright again, King Reaper, Sheko Capo, Danny Staff, shout out to him, Demon Lurkin 33, Nelson Molina, let's see, Doewisit, Prince Angel, X Neverland, Pumpkin Queen, shout out to her.
Yes, sir.
T81 Cash, Elysium Core, 9 Lives 210 again. Beast Games Life, that's Zim right there. Manny Loco, Wholesale 22, All Day Digital, Mac City, Matthew D, and let's see what else we got. Manny Loco, Fumes, Jay Jetson, Playbox, The Finest, Fumes, JD, let's see, going past me, Jay Rose, Fumes again, Raheem Williams, Jay Jetson, Manny Loco again, Callie Sinks, Noel, PS Gamer 84, Daniel B, Miss Freeze, McNeil Chris J, Prince Angel, and What's What, and I believe that's everybody now.
Like I said, as you guys come in, you'd be so kind to hit the like button. We're gonna have an entertainer show today to see. Let's try to make it entertaining so I can get in character. One more shit that I need my shit to get in character. Anybody down here? Fuck. But anyway, get right into today's show. Rand. Now listen here, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You know, you probably don't know. Behind the scenes, I'm being sued.
By who?
By a particular YouTuber. For defamation. So before I start each show, right, I have to give you. I spoke to my lawyer. This is a drug-free environment. Repeat after me. You can say it.
It's a drug-free environment. Anything you do and say can be used against you for another show. I believe that's the mantra and how it goes.
Yes, yeah, and I have to add one more to that.
Okay.
Hold on one second. What else is calling me?
And as he takes
Hey, babe, I'm gonna call you right back, okay? Promise. I'll call you right back. All right,
good old grandmother.
Yeah.
People shooter with the $4.99. All that 60 FPS capping, and your games are stuttering at 30 frames per second, like Tsunami and Post Up, those grocery stores. Crazy Horse with the $1.99. What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button. Shout out to Crazy Horse, and yes, please hit that like button.
Yeah. So one more thing. You said you just drug-free environment. You say it can be used against you in a later show. And the last thing, you gotta repeat me. Xbox is dog shit. Let me get the show started, man. All right. We had Inside Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to do one a little earlier. I guess when May, whenever the hell. You said wait till there's some Xbox news. My God, we got some Xbox news. But anyway, they had the Inside Xbox.
Indeed.
And a lot of, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say ponies or who or PlayStation guys and Xbox guys. Did Microsoft oversell the event? What were you expecting from the event? Were you pleased with that? Like, give me your thoughts overall. Yeah.
It was exactly what I expected it to be. I actually thought it was the best Inside Xbox. But at the same time, they overhyped that show to the moon, dude. Like, that was not the marketing and the event is how you'd say the audios weren't matching the visuals.
Yeah.
It was definitely like when you say first look at gameplay, people expect gameplay, not trailers that have 1 to 2 seconds of gameplay cutting away where you can't even really tell what's going on. And I think a lot of people were extremely disappointed in the showing of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And when they dropped that trailer of pure nothingness, I think people got really pissed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a failure on marketing on, in my opinion, Xbox's side.
All right. So,
as for as for the games, like there was like 4 or 5 of them I thought looked really cool. I mean, none of it really like screamed out like this is next gen. But like as just a show, as just inside Xbox, I thought it was fine.
Hello?
Yep. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost you for a second. You said Ash. I'm sorry. What happened, bro? Say it one more time.
I was just saying, as a show, I thought it was fine. You know, that's
okay,
but
well,
like Microsoft oversold it.
Okay, so all right, so you placed the blame on Microsoft overselling it. I'm gonna say this, right? I think a lot of people, we never speak on it to right, and people are itching to get their hands on next generation, right? I didn't go into that show with any really expectations. You know what I mean? I say fool me once, shame on you, fool me again, shame on me, right?
Yeah.
And I've been here. I've been, Microsoft. Yeah, 2018. This is gonna be it. And see, they announced the studio. When you come back to 2019? I even know if it was even told me to the Tokyo Game Show. So you know how I feel about these goddamn shows. And I see the state. Well, I think it was Aaron Greenberg came out and made a statement of something to the fact that we listened to all the feedback and we know. And it just. And I said this before, Rand. To me, they just don't know how to put on a show anymore, or know what the fans are looking for. Now, again, I didn't have a problem with those games. I know that those games are smaller indie titles, right? But I said, to give you an example. I don't know if they could do this because of what's going on. I wouldn't mind seeing a side by side. This is what it looks like on the Xbox One X, and this is what it's going to do on the Series X. On the game, whatever that they show, you know what I mean? Maybe they couldn't do it because what's going on, and people were basically using Zoom. What's the new shit they use now? Zoom, or do these conference calls or meetings or something? Maybe they couldn't do it because of that. But I found out more about the X after the show on these little, bulletins or whatever the case may be. Right? That was my issue. And I don't know. I'm gonna say the presentation or them. To me, like I said, they just. When it I don't know, like they're a day late and a dollar too short. I just don't want to shit on them for everything because what he says, you know what? They didn't show any kitty stuff, this, that, and the other. Whatever. Okay, cool. Now they said wait to was it July?
Yep, July for their first party show. Yeah.
And I'm a little skeptical about this. And I'm gonna get your thoughts. The reason why I say that, right, is because I know I'm gonna get grounded, right?
No, I mean I hope we don't get grounded.
It has to come out. They gotta advertise it. I know we're gonna get grounded. I know we're going to get Psychonauts. I know we're going to get Battletoads, right? I know we're going to get Halo. I know we're going to get Forza. And they may showcase Gears Tactics or something coming to the Series X or something, right? That's
Possibly. Yeah.
All right, so about 6 games right there. 6 games that I know for sure that I'm not interested in. Now, how much time is this going to take? How long is this show going to be, right?
Well, how long is the show going? I mean, I think it's going to be.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean. So that's 6 games. 6 games already that I know most likely, or 5 in a possibility. They may show. Battletoads, what do you call it? Goddamn name? Grocery store. They got Grounded. Halo Infinite, Halo, which I know is huge, and not gonna be subjective or objective. I know Halo is a big game. I'm not into Forza, not my thing. You know what I mean? So I know that we're gonna get those. So they bought, what's the name of the studio? Get an Initiative. I know Initiative is doing Hellblade too. They got to show Fable. No, I agree. Whatever, but they had to show some concept art or something. This is the issue, and this has been the thing this whole generation. For whatever reason, whether Terry Myers or whatever, we talked about this before too, that, they still have to go out and do these big second and third party deals. In my opinion, again, I think it's harmful to end, quote unquote, the generational social low note when your biggest competitor is finishing the generation so strong. You understand what I'm saying? With The Last of Us and the Ghost of Tsushima. And, you think about, you want somebody then to go out there and spend another $500, and you're more or less ending your generation with Grounded and Battletoads. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
am I being a worrywart? May I forgive? I'm gonna beat your bills 1 second. Or do you feel my worry, my pain?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, and you're right to think that. Microsoft really hasn't shown much new that would excite you. I know there are people out there that look at Ground and they're like, "Hey, that looks great." I'm not one of those people, right? Mm-hmm. But I know Ground is not the only game they're making. They're making a bigger project. Now, I do disagree with you in the sense that I don't think Battletoads will be there. I think they won't talk about Battletoads until right before it releases, and they'll just release it. And I think they just don't give a shit about that game anymore at this point.
Hey, bro, they hype the Bleeding Edge. They're gonna show Battletoads.
Yeah, but Bleeding Edge was because it was Ninja Theory. It was from their new first-party studio. Battletoads was just a deal that they had done with the smaller studio. I don't think they showcase Battletoads at this thing.
How about this,
but I do agree with you though. Fable,
that's better game.
Yeah, Fable has to be there, 100%. I would like for them to unveil or finally announce Perfect Dark, because I'm pretty sure that is what the Initiative is working on. Obsidian's next game after Grounded, some gameplay of Hellblade 2. Obviously, I want a blowout of Halo Infinite. Nethos wants a blowout of Halo Infinite. It's supposed to come out this year. You can't give us a 2-minute trailer. So I do expect there to be a lengthy gameplay demo shown for that game. And if there isn't, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. Because last 2 E3s, you trotted out Halo, one time to start out the show, another time to end the show. I was like, okay, I wasn't really expecting gameplay either times, but this is the year it's supposed to come out. The game's supposed to come out in 6 months, presumably. Where's the beta? And 2, where's the freaking gameplay? So you got to do that. I understand, like you mentioned, shit's going on in the world. People working from home all over the place, making trailers and vertical slices of a game to build off demos. That stuff, it takes time, and not everybody's, at full capacity. Even Sony, they're you listen to Jason Schreier, who's saying that there's an event for PlayStation next month, but don't, it's not 100% because things change because of what's going on, and studios may not be able to make the deadline and all that stuff. So, but yeah, Xbox, after, they come out and they promote this event, and they promote it hard. First look, next-gen gameplay. Hardly any gameplay, right? Misses the mark. And for most people, watching, most people liked what they saw. It was just you promoted this way too hard. You kind of oversold it. They need to come out and they need to nail the July thing, because people are at this point, especially with the Assassin's Creed stuff, you're already getting people being like, so what's the point of Series X? What's the point of PS5 if I'm just going to get the same games that run a little bit better? Now, we all thought hey, these systems are capable machines. We thought for sure Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 60 frames versus 30 frames on Xbox One X. easy sell. Like, that is the reason you need to upgrade, because you're going to be getting these games running at that resolution and that frame rate. So, boom, $500, no problem. But now you look at some of these trailers, and you're like, okay, I'm not really seeing, the benefits of ray tracing. I'm not really seeing the fast loading because it hasn't been demonstrated yet. And then you hear stuff like, wait a minute, Assassin's Creed is going to be 30 frames, which is what it's on the Xbox One X. And you're like, well, what the heck's going on? So it's like, after all this waiting and all this hype about next gen, we get our first glimpse of it, and it didn't really hit home for a lot of people, and that's on Microsoft. And now you're hearing other things like, well, 60 frames, it's 30, and you're like, well, what is really, like...
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's like, we know the systems can basically run Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 60. I mean, freaking Stadia...
Don't tell me that's 60. It's 60?
I mean, Odyssey runs at 60, right? On Stadia? I'm sure MM2K is probably loving this, right? Like,
oh my god. Well, yeah,
because I would imagine when Valhalla comes out on Stadia, it'll be 60 frames. And then, I'll see on his Twitter feed nothing but propaganda about how Stadia is the best, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to MM2K, though. Great. He's awesome dude, but, like...
hold on 1 second. Hey, Nev, you catch me up here. What we got?
Alrighty, so on the super chats, we have Zim with the $1.99 saying, Zaire, y'all better get on the prayer line.
Yes, sir. Jesus!
Prince Angel with the $2. What is Ubisoft thinking? 30 FPS on a next-gen console for a cross-gen game. Sony Profit with the $5. Shout out to all the 30 FPS Series X games. Jizz ran Chris Granel. Hang in there, kid. I kid, Sub-Z. Sony Profit again with the 5. Xbox gamers don't play those games that were shown off inside Xbox. They play FPS and not much else, in my opinion. Master Sys with the with the $2. Crossovers like this are awesome, and that is it.
Okay. Here's my thing, right? Even with and I said it at the beginning of this generation, how cross-gen development is horrible. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if it is true, just for example, we have this new architecture, right? At a minimum, supposed to be twice or 1.5 times the performance of what is it? We got RDNA now,
RDNA 2.
There you go. No, yeah.
And and then supposedly the PS5 got RDNA 3. Depending on who you listen to.
I'm sorry. We went from GCN, right? And so what's the new one now?
RDNA.
Okay, well, there you go, right? It's supposed to be 1.5 times more proficient and powerful than the old architecture, right? Then again, you have Stadia, which is 10 T-flops. You tell me that I have 4 times the memory bandwidth, 4 times the CPU power, and this game is running the same exact frame rate as 2013 hardware.
It's a mystery.
Yeah,
I think
I'm saying this, to me, that's an L all across the board from Sony, from Microsoft, and from Ubisoft.
Well, I mean, I think it's more an L from Ubisoft's angle, because Microsoft and Sony aren't going to dictate to their developers what the frame rate needs to be. They're going to let them.
I mean, saying, but I say this right. You mean to tell me they can't put their foot down? Hey, Ubisoft, we're trying to sell a $500 box here, a new console. Most motherfuckers, right, gonna look at this and say, I might as well keep my Pro. I might as well keep my X, and I can't get 60 frames? That's crazy.
I mean, Ubisoft's one of the biggest supporters of... here's the thing, like... if you put out a poll, I don't think most people care about 60 frames. Like me, I care about it. You care about it.
No,
Beatles cares about it, right?
Oh, okay, so I'll just go. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, yeah.
What do you?
No, I'm saying go. I'll go with you.
Right. So I don't like the general person. I don't think cares about 60 frames like we care about it. So if you were to tell them, hey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is 30 frames, they'd be like, okay, fine, that's cool. Does it look good? Like, what is Microsoft and Sony have both been like beating the drums about 4K, 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 And that seems to be the marketing angle. So what do all these big companies do? They target 4K. They're going to turn up the textures to ultra. They're going to do all the post-processing effects. They're essentially going to make these games look as good as they possibly can, and they're going to lock it at 30. And most regular people, like people not like us, they're going to be perfectly fine with that. Now, I'm going to be like really severely disappointed, but I think a lot of these companies just don't think 60 frames is that important. Unfortunately,
I'll say this right. I beg to differ because we talking about the ones that are gonna go out and buy your console day one, the hardcore. Because the casuals not really gonna buy it to this shit when it comes down to about $300 first or second price drop, right? You didn't have an influx of buyers honestly until motherfuckers stopped buying. They start releasing 2K and like the duties or the Assassin's Creeds on PS3 and 360, right? And that was like 2016. That's when shit really started to take off for sales wise. The people that you want to get into are going to go out there at midnight and spend $500 day one to start pre-ordering their consoles in the in the summer are the hardcore. You know what I mean? I don't. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is some janky shit here, bro. Like, this is some janky shit. Especially, I understand you have an instant card game in Dirt 5, but that's, 120 frames? Now, what engine are you using? Do you have some new fucking dynamic engine? Like, what engine are they using?
For Dirt?
No, for Assassin's Creed.
I would imagine it's the same engine they've been using for quite some time. Like, I can't recall if they rebuilt the engine for Origins or Odyssey, so...
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't, come on. Now, I can see with some brand new shit going on, and, alright, maybe, but, come on. You tell me this motherfucker, what is the Xbox One X, Series, I'm sorry, 12 T-flops, or whatever the fuck it may be?
Yeah, and 12 T-flops.
And I can see if you still had them CUDA cores. You tell me I got 4 times the memory, come on, what the fuck are we doing here? And it's going to be the same frame rate as 2013 hardware?
Sounds like, they do leave the wiggle room saying that, currently it's 30 frames. And who knows, maybe they somehow get it to 60 in a performance patch or something, patch.
This might be the motherfucker that D spoke to when he had the presents. This is some janky shit going on here, man. This is some janky shit. Okay, now with that being said, right? So cool. Do you think this will be a thing going forward? They got a lot of these multiplats.
I think maybe for the first year or so, potentially. You gotta also, with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they're making how many different versions of the game? They got PS5 version, PS4 Pro version, PS4 version, right? Mm-hmm. Stadia version, PC version, Xbox Series X version, Xbox Lockhart version.
A lot of games we sold.
Xbox One X version, Xbox One S version, Xbox One version, although those are basically both the same. You almost have 9 different versions of Assassin's Creed. Maybe they don't have the time. Who knows? I expect this gen to have more 60 frames games than last gen, but I think anybody expecting what Aaron Greenberg said, where he said 60 frames is going to be the standard. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's going to be whatever developers want it to be. So if you want, if you're making a game like The Medium, that kind of Silent Hill looking game that they showed off at Inside Xbox, that game's going to be 30 frames. Because because that game is just kind of like a third person horror game. You're kind of walking and stuff. It doesn't necessarily need to be 60 frames, and the developer doesn't really want it to be. So they're going to focus all their efforts on different sort of tech behind the scenes, like the instantaneous loading of the 2 worlds, both worlds run at the same time, so you can switch in between. So that game will be 30, but I think as the generation moves and they drop cross-gen development, because all these big third-party games are all going to be cross-gen on both systems, then maybe at that point Assassin's Creed becomes 60 when they drop the Xbox One and PS4.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, Nev, give me caught up right quick. Because I got something to show.
Yes, so Rice Eater with the $2.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series X is holding the PlayStation 5 back. Damn, Z, the T-Flop hype died. True SS Havoc with the $5. Everyone should care about 60 frames. I'm a 144 hertz player. Sony Profit with the $5. Do you think they didn't show a gameplay demo of Assassin's Creed because it was 30 frames per second?
Hold on,
And Luca with the $5 and one more after that. Yeah. The way Aaron stay lying to us while enjoying his Dollar Tree General face camera, the hate I have in my heart. Rice Eater with the $2. What you need to remember is Assassin's Creed Valhalla is just a current gen game.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Not a problem, but I like the damage control. I love it, right?
And actually one more. J Little with $10. Can y'all explain to me why 60 or 120 matters for open world? I understand shooters and racers. I also agree selling 4K at the Microsoft store I worked at if we upgrade to a 4K TV to show off the One X.
All right. Hey, Jay Little, you my man, but again, I gotta break your goddamn jaw. Hold on, we missed something before them. My man, shout out to my man D81 Cash for becoming a member. And my man said, we missed two more. Xbox, okay. Master Chief, shout out to my brother. He said crossover like this are awesome. My man Rice Eater said X1 X is holding the PS5 back. Damn, see the T-Flop high died. Jesus. And hold up. And okay, and Rice Eater, what you need to remember is ACB is just a current gen game. No. It's not a current gen game. They're not marketing it as a current gen game. And this is the thing, right? I too once felt like that. You know what? I don't care. I don't care about frames. I don't care about resolution. But when I played, because I didn't. When I played Gears of War, that's a prime example. And I was trying to explain to these guys. I played it a little early, maybe like 2 weeks before it came out, week and a half before it came out. And I'm like, yo, shit, just smooth. I'm just running in. Did they do something to the engine? I didn't know that the single player was 60 frames, right? And this shit just so smooth. You know what I mean? Like, if we are going into a new generation, what is the selling point? If you're telling me I'm doing what native or checkerboard 4K and 30 now, I'm buying a $500 new box. A $500 new box. And my man said, well, this is a current gen game, but if I'm not mistaken, it says here, optimized for the Xbox One X, Series X. And I don't know what Sony's going to do, if they're going to have PS5 versions, or I don't understand how they're going to do that there. Is it going to see Xbox Series X on the box, or just going to see Xbox One? Like, I still is out in the dark about that. But also, shout out to my man Master Chief to becoming a member. You know what I mean? It's like, am I missing something here? You know what I mean? And like, am I overshooting this? Am I just, how you say, a rebel without a clause? Am I on my soapbox? Like, this should be something that we all come together and demand. Like, just, again, it's not an Xbox, PlayStation thing. It's a right thing. We're buying new consoles. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing this already. You know, we're doing 4K. You guys, we got these 10 T-flops and this, that, and the other. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, I want to see why you need to get a PS5 and why you need to get a Series X. Like, I understand Sony's first party is going to do what Sony first party does, which is make amazing games that are only going to be on the PS5, like God of War 2, Spider-Man 2, Horizon Zero Dawn 2. That'll be Sony's pitch to gamers at this next event. Like, this is only possible on the PlayStation 5, and these games are only going to be on the PS5.
Yeah.
Disregard the fact that, they might be on PC later, like Godfall on the PS5, but also PC, but don't worry about that, right? So, like, you get it from that sense, but from the third parties, like, they can't jump to next-gen development right away because they don't want to leave the 200 million users behind an Xbox and PlayStation 4.
Okay.
But with Vahalla, you look at it like, okay, show me why I want to get your game and play it on Series X or PS5, and I want to spend $500. Like, the easy sell was 60 frames versus 30, right? But if you're not going to do that, then I want to see, okay, so does the SSD make a difference? Like, show me, like, fast travel? Is this instantaneous? Like, how does that work? Stuff that is tangible that you can actually show side by side to be like, this is what, at least for this iteration of Assassin's Creed, because this game's been in development for 3 years, right? They said it started in 2017. They didn't really even know what the specs were going to even be for next gen yet. Like, they didn't really get kits until, like mid last year.
Not a problem.
And they didn't even get dev kits until this year. So it's like,
Okay.
and normally, like, these cross-gen games kind of don't take advantage of next gen anyways. Like, nothing really did for the first couple years of this gen. And I expect the same to kind of happen with this gen. It'll be a year or two, eventually year 3, when the cross-gen development stops for everybody from all the third parties. And finally, games start actually being made specifically for the specs that Xbox Series X and PS5 have.
Okay.
Because Creed Valhalla wasn't started on that. It was started as an Xbox One. It's basically is a current gen game.
All right, hold on one second. Give me caught up here. I got a few.
All right, Javona with the $199.
All right.
Z. This is on Xbox as well. Why show a 30 frames per second game on the Xbox Series X? One typical Latino with the $2. So what the X and Series X will be similar right now? L. So what, the X and Series X are similar right now? That's an L. Master sits with the $2. Loyal Xbox only fan who needs a new big AAA game. Damn. Rice Eater with the $5. Z, you need to realize the real difference between current gen and next gen is developing for a hard drive versus an SSD. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not a next gen game designed for the PS4 or X1.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so it's not a next generation game. It's designed for the PS4 and Xbox One. That's what he's saying.
All right, so okay, here's the thing, right? When did Stadia come out?
Stadia came out last year?
Or yeah, late last year.
What are the specs on Stadia? 10 flops? 10.2? 10.3?
Yep, and the same architecture as the Pro.
So that can be 4K 60?
Maybe. I mean, Odyssey was 60 frames on Stadia.
Yeah.
Well, this is how it works. Technically, the game is 30 frames, but with the stream, it goes to 60. Like, that's the way they just stream it.
Oh, so the game ain't 60? Natively?
Yeah, so natively the game isn't 60, but you played at 60. It's kind of weird.
Oh, that's some motherfucking, a man got swallowed by a big fish.
Yeah.
And survived for 3 days. We don't preach about it. All right, no problem. Look, this is not an indie studio. I'm not, listen, fuck all that. Z, my man said, the graphics are getting better. Fuck all that. Listen, this is a red capable, being on goddamn studio. The fact that they can make so many copies with 9 different ones, they're gonna make so much goddamn money. Listen, this is a fucking L. Ain't no ifs and buts about it. Again, we already have. Man, here's the thing. Now I know Microsoft came out and said they're not gonna, their first party stuff, it's not gonna be ready for 2 years. Cool. But they do have a little, I said before in previous videos, that they was doing these little, second and third party deals. And, like games like, what's the Medium or whatever the hell, those will be console exclusive. I get that. But, believe it or not, you know who I see as the good guy here? Shout out to fucking EA. Would you believe that? You know what? One of their biggest franchises, Battlefield, is not coming to current gen hardware. It's next generation only. And I don't want to say too much here. You know why? Because of 2013 fucking hardware. Kudos to fucking them. That's, like, goddamn. Like, you say, you know what? Our game will look best and show best on this right here. Like, because I don't care, like, we are going to lose at the end of the day. And, again, you got motherfuckers like Ubisoft, Take-Two. And you say 2 years, I know with the first party. Rand, I would not be surprised if this whole practice of cross-gen, they're both x86, right? Will last this entire generation, or damn near. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I don't think it will, because the developers don't want the extra work. Like, they'll put up with it now because of the gigantic user base the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have together. But in 2022, when most of the hardcore have moved on to PS5 and Series X, and that's where most of your software sales comes from, they're going to cut out that workflow. So you only need to worry about the next gen. Like, yeah, Madden and FIFA and the sports games will be cross-gen almost the entire generation coming up. but that's more to do with the licenses and how everything works. But like this Assassin's Creed, and if there's an Assassin's Creed in 2021, that'll be cross-gen. 2022 will probably be the first, hell, you know what? Even Assassin's Creed, the next Assassin's Creed, the one next year, I bet you that is not cross-gen. Because you look at what happened this year, Black Flag, which launched with the consoles.
I always say black. When I say that word, I cannot say that flag. The L don't come out.
Black Flag was a launch title. It was cross-gen. But then the following game, Unity, was next-gen only. And then Syndicate was next-gen only. So they only did one cross-gen game. So it very well could be just Vahalla is the cross-gen game, and the next Assassin's Creed is a fully next-gen thing. Like, yeah, I agree with you about the EA thing. They're like Battlefield. You know, Battlefield took some hits with this last one. People didn't like Battlefield 5. People didn't like the agenda that was being pushed. It didn't sell well. People are really disappointed that EA stopped, like DICE is stopping with the updates, that like this next one's the last one. So they need to kind of get back in some good graces with gamers again. So I'm not surprised that they basically said, yeah, Battlefield 6 is next year, and we're only focusing on next-gen hardware. Because more than likely, Call of Duty is going to be... I got to answer this phone call real fast.
No, you got any more questions in the chat? Let me see. I think we caught up.
Yeah, we're caught up with the chat, but we could see if anyone has any questions, I guess.
No, I'm saying, you need to roll out between current and... All right, we got that one. Yeah, that's the last one. Now, what are your thoughts?
It's a big disappointment. Like, no cap, this is a huge disappointment. Now, I don't understand how a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? Or this new Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out. And it's running on last generation architecture with GCN and on RDNA 2.0 with a amped up CPU. Much more memory bandwidth, better RAM, that we can't even get so much as an unlocked frame rate or close to a 60 FPS mode. Like, I don't think there's any excuse for this. I really don't. And the fact that they're not even talking about potentially doing an update or anything, saying like 60 FPS is on the way, they won't even do that much, has me a little concerned. Because that means it's quite possible this will just remain a 30 FPS game. And personally, as someone who's excited to play this game, I may not even support it.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking
because I know they can do 60. I know they can give me a performance mode, and they're not even putting in the effort.
Yeah.
And McNeil Chris J with the $4.99. These grocery stores, Tim Dog and Post Up, are nowhere to be found. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Let me. My man said, ask Randall when he come back. That's when 2 more let him go. We can sit and kick it for a minute. This is that thing, Neff. The thing. Overall, right? We have high expectations always leading into a new generation, right? I mean, I do. You know what I mean? New hardware, everything's exciting. People are excited. New graphics, right? What if IGN was right? What if it's not this huge leap we were thinking about?
This news is kind of proving they're right. That's the sad part. Like, I'm sure eventually there's going to be a mind-blowing game. Like, I'm sure maybe Sony's going to do an event, show us Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and, like, blow our minds, right? Okay. But right now, like, I think we can agree the current GPUs in these systems, like the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, are actually fairly impressive GPUs. What holds back these systems are its CPU. So my hype for this generation is getting even better GPUs in these systems and getting much better CPUs. CPUs are doing about 4 times the performance and having a bunch more bells and whistles, and you're still playing 30?
Yeah.
Are we going to run into another Destiny 2 situation? Remember how Destiny 2 is 30 frames per second, but even on lower NPCs that are debatably weaker than our consoles, it's running 60.
That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, right, I would not be surprised if, again, because I'm being honest, excuse my French, most people, again, don't buy these consoles until they get about $300, right? It's real talk.
Yes.
And then, you posted, I'm right here. And then you also have the offset of, once, I guess, because once people stop, developers stop putting, again, the duties or the Assassin's Creed on much harder, older hardware, they had no choice but to, upgrade. You know what I mean, or a move up. You know what I mean. So, hold up, we got some more here.
Yeah, Master Sith 40 with the $2. It's honestly a race at this point to be the first to blow our mind. So, like, Microsoft with the Hellblade 2 trailer was impressive, but I think Sony can knock it out of the park with the Horizon Zero Dawn 2 trailer and a gameplay demo. Rice Eater with the $2. The design may be too closely woven to the PS4 and Xbox One, therefore the 30 FPS. But even if that's true, how would superior hardware not take that game and get it close to 60 frames, if not a lock 60? That makes no sense. Sony profit with the 5. When did developers stop supporting the PS3 and 360? I remember Destiny being supported for a while on both platforms. Von Lamont with the $1.99. Ubisoft is a terrible studio.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This big. Hey Von, they ain't no cap either, big fella. That's all.
There's a major L.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just, man. You know what I mean. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I normally, like I said, be mostly out there just preaching and this and that. I'm very disappointed. I was looking forward to this game. The planet is that powerful, all white Christian male. You know what I mean? Going to take some heads off. Listen. Let's not get a code. You know what I mean? My integrity is always in question. I may boycott this goddamn game going forward now. You know what I mean? Boycott this goddamn game going forward.
I don't want to support it. Because I feel like they can support a 60 frames mode. And wow, we have some super chats. McNeil Chris G with the $4.99. Pose, frantically looking through his GitHub leak for damage control. Lol, Jesus! Hey, no Destiny slander, grocery stores. Fumes with the $5. Let down by Ubisoft. Halo 5 runs 60 frames per second on 2013 hardware. I know it's not a big game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but Gears 5 on the X runs 60 frames per second and has a big campaign demanding, and it is 4K 60 or close to it. Predator with the 5. What happens if Microsoft does everything in terms of mature games, power, price, and exclusives, and still loses sales 3-1 and mindshare? I don't know. You would have to really fuck up if that happened. Yeah. RR411 with the $2. Cannot blame the hardware on this one, bruh. And I agree with them. Mickey D with the 5. They box themselves in by pushing this rigged 4K 8K message. More so Xbox, but PlayStation as well. 1440p with tech like DLSS checkerboard would allow the graphics to jump and have a higher frame rate. Tevin Parrish with the $4.99. I don't understand why ponies are blaming Microsoft for this when it's up to Ubisoft. The PlayStation 5 will be the same. The Ruham with the $4.99 in the final one. Do you guys think it has something to do with ray tracing?
No.
And even if that was true, Ruham, at least turn the fucking thing off. No. Give me the option to turn it off and up my frame rates, if even that was the case. And I guess we can talk about this. So I know Microsoft is getting heat by this, and granted, it's just a console war thing. Microsoft is in front of Assassin's Creed Valhalla because they have the marketing. But this is what I'm saying, and this is what Z is also saying. This is an L for the next generation in general. Yeah. If we're going to pay $500 at a minimum, most likely a minimum, and we're still playing at 30 frames per second, what is the graphical jump? Sure, it's going to look prettier. Sure, there might be ray tracing, but I want a smoother experience. I want 60 FPS. Stuff PC has been doing since, 2010. Yeah. This is unacceptable.
Yeah. They ain't no cap. You're going to have motherfuckers that just going to see no fault in whoever. And I see people from both sides. Or it's some Xbox thing or it's a place. Nah, this is bigger than that. Everybody take the L across the board. Because at the end of the day, like, forget, only be wrong. The console war shit is fun. We all bug the fuck out, have fun on Twitter, just that and the other. You know what I mean? It's just an L, period. We should not still be dealing with. We got 12. Look, 12 T-bags of goddamn power. Fucking Sony, you got 10.5. I'm gonna give you extra few. Listen, we should not be dealing with. And you talking about we got at least 4 times the CPU bandwidth and RAM. You know what I mean? And also, like, no, hell no. Now, I do know that there are some engines that are GPU heavy. Then you have some engines that are CPU heavy. Whatever, you know what I mean? Those are whatever the GPU heavy, boom, CPU heavy, then the GPU takes over, and vice versa. I get it. You know what I mean? Especially when they not, to answer my man Ruham, the fucking Xbox Series X has fucking ray tracing cores that are dedicated for that. And audio ray tracing. So, no, we don't want to hear about that shit. They have the CUDA for the core. They got that shit covered. So they ain't got to take nothing from over here. You know what I mean? So this is what
even if it's 1440p 60, I think we can get with that.
Yeah.
But no 60 for forced 30 frames per second.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That doesn't feel next generation to me. It doesn't.
We got true SSS Jayhawk. You see him have it? I'm sorry. It should be the last one. Put it in the live chat. It should be the last one. Put it in live chat.
Oh, there we go. Fine, popped up. $5. Neth. Don't look too deep into this RDNA architecture. Vega 56 and 64 are GCN, much stronger than the Xbox Series. Xbox One X, and most likely will run this game at 60 frames per second. Post up with the $2. Y'all are overreacting. No cap.
What?
We're overreacting? Really, Post? Sony Profit with the 5. Let's be honest. Stadia won the next generation. Moss was right all along. Where is he? Stadia 4K 60 all day. Laughed my ass off. AP the Shooter with the $4.99. Post up and all the bots singing this OG song right now. I can't sing that
Don't
one.
wake me up. If I'm dreaming, please let me sleep. He said, don't wake me up till my dream is complete. This nigga shout out, if I'm dreaming.
For the 4K 60 grocery stores, D81 with $4.99.
Yeah.
I told you guys, no matter how powerful a console is, the real power are in the games. No cap, that's true.
Yeah, but I don't like say Cap. We Cap said we overshooting this one. I beg the different name. My man Cap. That must be Post Muhammad or Pyramid Post. Man, he posts out there bugging right now, man. Did Miss Rodman? Oh, he still got his mic mute. I'm sorry. Yeah, but yeah, you know, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't mind looking at it as an Xbox or a PlayStation thing. Nah, man, this shit is an L across the motherfucking board, man.
Yeah, and Fumes with the $5 bringing up a good point. Telling me 10 plus studios, actually it is 15, working on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but no 60 FPS. Dirt 5 is getting 120 frames per second. Devs cannot be lazy. Bryce Heater with the $2. It's up to first party to show third party how it's done.
I mean, nah. Man, they motherfuckers been doing their job. This ain't the days of Mario Nintendo here. You know what I mean? You know, right now, believe it or not, you know, you had your first party was more dominant. On Nintendo, yes, but not on the PlayStation and Xbox. You know, we get it multiplex every Tuesday. You know what I mean? So I say that to say this, you know, this is I think gamers together need to come together and put our goddamn foot down. Because if we, like I said, if we go with this, because if the hardware can do it, now if the hardware can't do it, fine. You know what I mean? Then, you know, I shut the fuck up. It is what it is. But if the hardware can do it, and my motherfucking and you know the X is gonna be, and the PS5 gonna be powerful than a lot of motherfuckers' rigs. If they rigs can do it, you know what I mean? Why can't my console do it? So
there's no excuse.
That's all I'm saying.
See, would you agree that like last gen Assassin's Creed games on the 360 probably could run 60 FPS on the Xbox One and PS4?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they still run 30 with the remasters.
Yeah.
This is on Ubisoft.
Yeah.
We can't just say, oh, the developers aren't taking the time. No, this is on Ubisoft not wanting to bother to take the time. Just wanting to leave it at 30 frames and call it a day. Now, I'm not saying the game is bad or anything, but I'm expecting more. If I'm going to spend $500 and $60 to buy the game on top of it, and it isn't like the game is free, I expect to get that performance.
Yeah. I want to see what the hell they say going forward and why. Did they give a reason why?
No, they didn't give a reason why. The translation's a little loose. They said the door's open for performance mode, but honestly, they don't have the 60 FPS on their badge. It's not looking good. Yeah. McNeil Chris J with the $1.99. All things said, Assassin's Creed games are trash. Raven Flow with the $4.99. I think next gen will be fine. There will be better performance. Next gen will prove who the special devs are and make magic with what they have.
I don't even think it's so much, you know, I'm not negating that, but most what I'm saying is that we have more than capable consoles, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So they, you know, these motherfuckers are saying, you know, we next generation, think about what we're saying. We're going from, let's say like this, right? And I'll let Neff go, let's come back, right? Me too long. We started this generation off with 1.3 and 1.8, right? Not even a whole two T-flops. 3 years into this generation, we got four, I mean, whatever, 3, 4, and 6, right? So that was a huge leap from 2013 to 2016, right? Huge leap. As far as, how you say T-flops, right? And then in 7 years later, we got at least 12 goddamn T-flops. And we still dealing with the same shit. 30 frames a game. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about that. That's a lot of goddamn mustard on a hot dog. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying this going forward. I'm not trying to support any shit developers. I might get real janky. I don't fuck with GameStop. I might get this motherfucker used. How you like that, Ubisoft? Used. You know what I mean? You ain't getting nothing about that.
I want to actually add this because I just now remember. The Witcher 3 was a fairly graphically impressive game when it came out.
Sir.
And it's a big open world game. A lot going on there. Even I can't really dive into it. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
But on the Xbox One X, there is an unlocked frame rate mode, and it runs between 45 to 60 frames per second on some aspects. So you're telling me a current gen game of Assassin's Creed cannot run 60 frames per second on a lower resolution on the next gen hardware?
Yeah. That's all that I'm saying.
I'm just not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. It has nothing to do with the open world.
Yeah.
It's a cross-gen game.
Yeah. Yep. So, like I said, man, I don't. But even going, like I said, going back to Ubisoft always start the goddamn generation off janky. You had Watch Dogs. I forgot about that shit. You know what I mean? Now they're back with this shit here. Goddamn. You motherfuckers. Yo, listen, I think they have now surpassed EA as being the scummiest motherfucking developer in the business there. Jesus!
Well, imagine Division 3. Imagine if that goes for another 30 FPS. Is that cool? I'm not cool with that at all.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
If I can get the Division 2 on my weaker PC to 60 frames per second easily, that's not cool. That's not cool with me. But D81 Cash with the $4.99. If these developers keep on with the 30 frames per second crap, we need to start speaking out and speaking with our wallets. Stop supporting these games.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, right? If Assassin's Creed was some shit that I seen that made my eyes pop up my goddamn head, make me wake up with my drawers on backwards, pause, then fine. You wouldn't be hearing nothing from me, right? It sucked we wouldn't get a performance mode, but it's not like that. I mean, we saw a little bit of transfer. It looked good, but it wasn't like the first time we saw Gears, or, you know what I mean, when that scene him run up the stairs with the chainsaw. You know what I mean? Or we going from, how you say, standard, no, not even standard, but 480i and 480p, the first time you seen high definition, that was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I understand, you know what I mean? How you say, diminished returns, graphics. You know what I mean?
Even the Last of Us Part 2, that first E3.
Yeah.
When you all hit the fucking floor.
Like, oh,
now,
shit. Yeah,
here's my prediction for that game, right? That game's going to come out, look great on the PS4 Pro. Can't wait to play and beat it. But I bet you on the PS5, it's going to have a 60 FPS mode.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This falls squarely on Ubisoft's shoulders. And you know what? Unless it's changed, fuck that, right? With this XJW, just condescending bullshit. Shout out to Buck. Free, Buck in jail. Free Buck. Never. Buck got locked up again. Free Buck.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not buying it unless I get a code, man. That's my more big facts. I'm sticking to that. I ain't buying that shit.
Seek with the $5. There shouldn't be no excuse for Assassin's Creed running at 30 frames per second and a locked one, especially since it doesn't have online multiplayer, which was the excuse this generation.
Yep. Like I said, there ain't no excuse. And I think, listen, my PlayStation and my Xbox brothers, let's come together, stand together on this one, right? And not support this dog shit. And tell them why. Hashtag, that's not my Assassin's Creed. No, SJW bullshit. You know what I mean? Hashtag that motherfucker. We ain't gonna listen and keep it foxy. You know what I mean? Sources tell me we should go out there and buy that motherfucker. Keep it foxy. Fuck that. Straight like that.
Yeah, and to be honest, frame rate is always much more important than resolution. We had all these gamers up in arms over Assassin's Creed Unity, was it? Oh, not Unity. What was that goddamn game with the co-op?
Yeah.
That came out broken?
Yeah, it was Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity.
It was Unity?
Hashtag no parody. Yeah, hashtag no parody.
Yeah, no parody. I want my 1080p. Man, fuck the 1080p. I want my 60 frames. That's what we should care about.
Hey, yo, this one they started already. Hashtag not my Assassin's Creed. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Stand together in solidarity here, man. We gotta go out there, motherfucker, hold hands on these Twitter streets. We shall overcome. What you overcoming? 30 frames. I'm feeling I'm being oppressed, suppressed, and right now I am depressed. Fuck that. Straight like that. My janky ass. Fuck that. Tomorrow I'm dressing up as the motherfucking Council Warlord. Where my robe at? Can put the robe. It's got the robe about the goddamn cleaners. I spill some coffee on my shit. They charge me $35 to clean this motherfucker. Putting the robe on tomorrow, baby. For real, no, I'm like baby Jesus wrapped up in this bitch. There's war in these streets. The Council Warlord is back. You know what I mean? Yeah, my hashtag keep it goddamn foxy, man. But yeah, but like I said, I ain't gonna be here too long. I get my black ass in the dojo. Got my ass whooped by a professional Lego player in NBA 2K last night. It didn't end well for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wanted to get my man Randal to work before he left. He's still out, man. That must be his landlord or something, bro. Running sitting at his door, fuck nigga. They trying to get that. They trying to get
the Xbox check didn't clear that inside Xbox good enough.
Nigga, YouTube check bounce. Nigga got a whole section from Running Center. Fuck, let's beat Rand legs. He ain't here. No, let's beat this guy's legs.
Beat his damn legs. Oh shit. But how about this? Another Xbox topic. Do you? I know you're not a Halo fan, obviously, right? But you'll try it. Mm-hmm. Do you feel comfortable with the game coming out this holiday season? Because I'm a Halo fan, right? And I'm not feeling comfortable with this. That seems what they're pushing right now.
Depends on when he started developing and making this motherfucker.
About 5 years ago.
I mean, goddamn, what's more you need? Hey, yo, really?
To be fair, about 2 of those were just to make a new engine.
Hey, but for listening, Neff, we seen what happened. They leave that motherfucking oven too long. You see what happened to Crackdown 3. Left that motherfucking oven too long. That motherfucker burnt up, bro. That was about 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I mean, I was comfortable with the game coming out this holiday season if all the shit didn't go on. But with 343 working from home, I just don't think development's being on course at all. Like, I mean, do you think like a big studio like that, 500 plus employees, can work all from home and get the game out in time?
How long they been home? Maybe 2 months.
Unless they're back in their offices now, but I'm not even sure about that.
Maybe I just think maybe they're working on some shit that they could work at from home. Maybe the online. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I hope. You know what I mean? That's too big of an IP.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I know Xbox is banking hard on it, right? Like they need this fucking game to come out, and they need to be the seller for both their hardwares, really, and getting a bunch of Game Pass subscribers. But I fear, like with Halo 5, their past game, it came out in pieces. You didn't have Forge Day 1, so the map editor. You didn't have big team battle. You didn't have zombies. You didn't have racing. The campaign was missing some things. The game needed updates. Like there was a lot missing. And when Halo comes out, I expect a complete package. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but I do have some super chats here. Master Sith with the $5. CD Projekt Red gives so much as a standard edition. When giving a full game and some bonuses become a marketing plan, sad to see. Rice Eater with the $2. I'll play my open world Assassin's Creed 4K 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5, GOT. I think Ghost of Tsushima. Let's see. Hashtag these black dudes law. Jesus! Mm-hmm. Law, motherfucker Post Muhammad say all overreacting. Y'all overreacting.
Nah, we ain't overreacting, man. Post was some bullshit. Post know you got that capping right now for Daddy Phil. Post need to cut that shit out. You know what? I didn't. My bad. And we on the same time as We Bleed Green.
I think they're about wrapping up, anyways.
Post watching right now. Post watching that dog shit Xbox. We Bleed Green, and then that's why you bleeding green right now.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, about that.
Okay, no.
Yeah, yeah, a family member called talking about someone, a relative of mine got the
the Wuhan
the thing.
Dragon. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry to hear that, big fella. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Well, hopefully everything ends up well. So sorry,
no. I'm not gonna keep you too long. It's already 9:00. Let me ask you one question. I had a question for you while you were gone. Someone asked me, said, "Do you think Aaron Greenberg needs to sit down? I'm sorry, take a step down as head of marketing." So he's
not head of marketing.
What does he do again? I forgot.
He's like general manager of like Xbox marketing. Jarrett West is the corporate vice president of marketing for Xbox.
He does first party games or whatever.
Aaron says a lot of stuff that I wish he was more tuned in. Like he said, the 60 frame standard thing, which is not the case because it's being left up to developers. Sometimes he says things and he says it wrong because he doesn't really know. He's just a marketing guy. Mm-hmm. Now you can make the case. Okay, this event that they did on Thursday, that last week, was marketed well because people tuned in to see it. Right, that's what you want as a marketer. But when you overhype it like they did, and you talk about gameplay and you don't show any, that leads to disappointment. So, is Aaron Greenberg a good marketer? Yeah, some of the stuff they've done is good. Like Neithel's. You love Halo as much as I do. That Halo 5 Hunt the Truth ad campaign was amazing, but it had nothing to do with the game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the Series X marketing leading up to last week has been phenomenal. I don't know. Sometimes when it comes to the tech stuff, I don't really want to hear from the marketing people. Let me hear from Jason Ronald or Mark Cerny, the people who actually built the machines and know what it can do. Because then you end up with situations like Greenberg where he says 60 frames is standard, everybody runs with it, and then today Microsoft has got to backtrack and be like, no, it's not the standard, it's up to developers to utilize the power whichever way they want,
Yeah. But okay, well, like I said last, because I'm not gonna hold you. Going forward, 2020, do you think drums roll? Do you think Microsoft has done enough, or is doing enough, or to change things around for them going forward to get out of this rut that they've been in last place, dead dog last? Do you think they can make some strides? I didn't say whether beat Nintendo or that shit.
Beating them?
No. I don't. Listen, I don't care. Let's be real. I don't care about who sells what. You know what I mean?
Right.
But doing better than what they've done, because I'm gonna say this: if Microsoft would have had this type of performance at their first outing with the OG Xbox and next one, cool, right? But I don't know how you do a better job again in supporting your platform your first time around than you did, your third time with the damn dance. Do you think they're doing enough now to get back to what they used to be? You know what I mean?
I think they're doing way better now than they did this gen. I do think they'll sell more. I think they'll regain a lot of their lost market share. Because we haven't seen some of their plays yet. We haven't seen Lockhart, which is supposed to be the way cheaper version, and especially with the way the economy is now, with everybody losing their jobs, a lot of people might look at Lockhart as a $300 alternative and be like, you know what, I'm jumping into next gen because I don't have a 4K television, but I do want to play some of these next gen games, and I think that is really going to help them. I think we're at a point here where Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony are actually all going to be at the top of their games. Because usually one of them isn't. Usually one of them makes a mistake. PS3 era, Sony screws up. Xbox One era, Xbox screws up. Wii U, the Nintendo, the Wii U screwed up. I think for the first time in a while, we're going to have all three of them actually be at the top of their game, which is exciting. So I expect Microsoft to do big things in the upcoming gen. I expect PlayStation 5 and Sony to do big things. I expect Nintendo to do big things. I think gaming's it's only going to get. I think it's only getting better, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. The onus is on Microsoft for July. You let people down with this June event. You're telling people hold on, our July event's first party. People want to know what is Playground working on? What is the initiative working? They want to know. Time to show it.
You said the onus is not on me. The onus is on them. I like that. We got here one more bill. We got here my man.
Butch with $2.
Oh, man.
Aaron Greenberg is a Flavor of Xbox.
He said, "You what? The what? What is it? You what?
Flavor of Xbox."
Oh, it's just Aaron got that big ass pocket around his neck. Hey, yo, boy, the Xbox gonna be 60 frames, son. Oh man! Shout out to Aaron.
All the time, man. When I was a kid,
yeah.
Rice Eater with the $2. This is why Sony don't be running their mouth. Microsoft always is running it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sony talks shit too, man. You don't get me wrong. Sony had a few missteps. And just they
forget the Cerny presentations recently or
yeah.
what? I mean,
my man was out there. What do you see my specs? What? What do you see my? He's out there whispering that shit. But nah, but even get used to seeing 1080p 60 frames a second. They all come out that motherfucker. It is what it's marketing. But one thing I will say about Sony, what they did is they did back their shit up with games. Here's another question. My man said is Cyberpunk 60. No, not right now. I don't know.
Definitely not on Xbox One.
No. The Xbox or Series X or maybe even the PlayStation 5 versions. Oh, the enhanced version of the game is not going to be when the game comes out in October.
The game comes out in September, but they've
September.
already said
They already
said the next gen versions, the PS5 and Series X versions, won't be there at launch.
Yeah.
So you're probably talking next year.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is one of those companies that does go, or CD Projekt Red is one of those companies that does go the extra mile for its fans. So if there's one company I would expect, hey, like Cyberpunk runs 30 frames on last gen.
Yeah.
If they're taking the extra time, I almost am expecting Cyberpunk to run at 60 on PS5 and Series X if they're putting the extra time in and it's not going to be, ready at launch of next gen. So no, they're a great company.
All right. With that being said, Rand, thank you for coming by my dog shit show.
We're gonna have to do it again. Wewe're gonna have to do it again after July. After Microsoft shows their first party.
Do it again. Oh, it said if I'm dreaming. Oh shit. Please look.
Actually, hold on. Final predictions. Rand, do you think they will over deliver or just deliver on July?
I always say you want to under promise and over deliver rather than over promise and under deliver. So I think they'll deliver what people want. Like Zaire, you want Fable, right?
Yes, sir.
All you want to know is Fable real. That's all I want to know.
Yes.
I think they'll deliver on that aspect. I think you'll know. So for most people, I think they'll deliver. I think will they over deliver? I wouldn't. No, because you don't want to get yourself hyped up thinking that they're going to over deliver. I think they're going to deliver what people like. Hellblade 2 and all Fable and Perfect Dark. I think they'll deliver. I mean, I hope they deliver because it's just they do so well leading up to the series to this moment, right? They've done great, and I think everybody says that. And it's it would be just like Xbox to stumble when it comes to the games part. Now we need to showcase the games, and we fall flat on our face. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Yeah, the story of the Xbox One. But Brian Ingram with the $2. Yo, Z, what are you going to hop on dealer's show?
I would rather get a blowjob with a bitch with razor blades in her mouth. Patent that! Write that shit down right there! You hear me? Going that dog shit show.
One more. AP the Shooter with the $4.99. This grocery store, Rand, just contradicted himself.
What?
He just said, let me hear from people like Cerny, and then cap and say, do you remember it? That y'all fucking problem right there.
Let me read that just in job for you. I'm my brother.
Let me hear from Cerny, but it's the same thing I said about Inside Xbox. I enjoyed the games. The marketing was shit. It's the same thing with Cerny. I'll listen to him talk about stuff, but don't tell me that talk wasn't boring as fuck.
Oh yeah, that shit was trash. We gotta keep it. Listen. I will say this though, right? The pressure, whether it's fair or not, right? I know I talked at the beginning. Z, you had that green tin full hat on. That shit I had to have a tatted. My shit, I had a green tin full hat on. Media bias and all the other shit, right? It's always comes down to the games. You know what I mean? And if we're comparing the two, we have to be Xbox guys. We have to be subjective or objective either way. And I'm not even dealing with semantics here, right? There's no comparing Honey, I Shrunk the Fucking Niggas, Coach in here. Honey, I Shrunk the Fucking Niggas, right? To Horizon Zero Dawn or to God of War or State of Decay 2 to the game. Whether you're a multiplayer guy, there's just two type of different games. You know what I mean? Whether you like those games. I don't like Forza, right? I'm not a Forza guy. I don't really care for Halo. But I understand those are huge IPs. I would never compare Forza or Halo to Gravity Rush 2. You know what I mean? So that's what as far as that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it always comes down to the game. You know what I mean? We got one last bill here. My man here. What's up?
Clapper with the $10. Here's the thing. A 2080 Ti cannot even run Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 4K 60 max settings. What do PC gamers do? They drop the resolution to get the 60 frames per second on the board. I said it in another stream. 30 FPS on next generation is a no-go.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? And it also depends on what CPU they're using, but you do have some engines, you know what I mean?
We're not expecting max 4K 60,
yeah,
but 1440 60 with good
I'm not,
detail, that can be an issue.
PC uses ultra texturings, and you know what? This way we get mid or something or low. What's high or whatever the fuck? Give us an option. You know what I mean? Give us a goddamn option. You know, it doesn't have to be 4K native. I can't tell the difference between the upscale 4K and the native 4K, but that bitch should be 60 goddamn frames. You know what I mean? At the end of the goddamn day, you know what I mean? That's all that I'm saying. Cheek clapper. You know what I mean? Shout out to you for coming by at the last minute. But Rand, I'm not going to hold you. You get to your family. I'm sorry. Thank you for swinging by. We have a conversation again after July. After this dog shit show, Microsoft come out there and trip at the 2-yard line and fumble. You know what I mean? I'm getting my bag. I'm getting my bag then.
I know you will. I know you'll hold all those feet to the fire.
Yeah, buddy.
And you need to go. You need to go on RDX again, man.
I would rather fight a pack of wolves than stick on my back. I would never talk to that Judas again.
What about Dealer coming on here, huh?
That motherfucker told. What did he tell me? What the fuck did he tell me? Well, I forgot. Why I'm mad at Dealer again? Neff, you got a good memory. What the fuck did he do? No.
I don't even know, honestly.
Did he call me? I did something. What the fuck did he? Something happened. He said, why I was always hating on him or something, or some crazy shit like that. You know, I make fun of him on Twitter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, and he also said he's taking. Only thing I got on him is my antics and like my spot on comedy right now. Is he taking acting class? I said taking acting class. Do me a favor, brother. Get the fuck off my motherfucking phone, bitch. Call me with that dumb shit. Fuck nigga. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, you said you were attacking him for 8 weeks. That's what.
Oh yeah. 8 months. 8 months. I've been attacking him for the last 8 months. I said attacking you, man. What the fuck are you talking about attacking you? On Twitter, to an all white Christian podcast. Like, yeah, motherfuckers, it's all white. We got D. D ain't fucking black. You know the way he talks. It eludes me at the moment. Come on, bro. What the fuck is going on? Those are jokes. No one takes me seriously. No one in my family takes. My kids don't even take me seriously. Like, goddamn, them are jokes, man. I said, listen, do you see me joking Weapon Wheel? You know I don't like them motherfuckers. It's different. I fuck with everybody. Fuck with Tim, Bust. Hey, you know what I mean? Everybody, man, I don't mean nothing. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't talk to you. Fuck out of here. You want to hear that shit? Tell me he's in acting class. Now you want to be a fucking thespian. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck that.
They're trying to sue you, Z, for character defamation.
Yeah, take me to court. The other one take me to goddamn court. Fuck him. Yeah, sorry, lawyer. But anyway, thank you guys for rocking out. And yeah, Ram, we get together again in July, okay, bro?
Sounds good, bro.
My man.
Oh, we actually have one last super chat. Brian Ingram with the $2. Z, what? You are always on that fuckery. You won't see Dealer.
I probably won't. But anyway, and yeah. But if I do, I'm gonna say him in court. Don't he's suing me. I can't wait till this case is over for defamation of character. Because I've been attacking him for the last 8 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, we gonna be back with the bullshit, man. About what I go on RDX. I would rather. What would I do? Let's see. I said that one. I would rather run through a pack of rats with cheese on my back. Fuck that guy, man. I'm out of here, man. I'd rather fuck a prostitute with HIV with a garbage bag on my dick. I'm out of here. Pause. I'm gone. Fuck that guy. I'm out of here. But thank you for coming by. How close this goddamn show? I gotta make this shit small. My shit locked.
Oh damn. Bad Homer with the 199. Yo, Rand, what's happening to Xbox? Jay Little with the 199. Breaking my jaw? ?
Hey yo, what happened to Xbox?
In what regard? In what manner? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean what happened to Xbox? Let me tell you what happened to Xbox.
Oh, wait. What's happening to Xbox?
What's happened to Xbox? See what happened. That guy, goddamn Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's a goddamn double agent. That's what the hell happened. Yeah. Jay Little. You talking about breaking my... Yeah, I always break your jaw, Jay Little. You my man, though. Man, shout out to him, though, man. But anyway, well, listen, man. I'll be back. I'll be back in this motherfucker, man. Probably tomorrow. We're supposed to be playing 2K tonight. We got a team, man, but I might have to call out, man. I don't feel too good. I might got that goddamn Tibetan dragon. I'm over here sweating and shit, man. Goddamn lights is on. I'm out of here, man.